Speaking out. It is an integral part of the identity and the history of Médecins Sans Frontières. But as a medical organization, MSF must also continuously adapt its medical approaches to the new environments and challenges its teams encounter in the field. The evolution of MSF's medical approach was, and still is, an essential element of the identity of the organization. During the 80s, MSF launches several structural development projects while at the same time continuing its emergency interventions.
Au démarrage des années 80, on commence une mission au Tchad, un pays qui va être en fin de conflit en 1982 et donc va plutôt être attiré vers la reconstruction pour Médecins Sans Frontières et qui va donc essayer d'y développer des actions de type plus structurel, de supervision, d'encadrement, d'aide à la gestion, tout ce qui manquait là-bas, et moins d'actions directes auprès du malade. Le problème est que petit à petit, on a vu qu'on s'éloignait du malade, donc avec une grande frustration des volontaires qui ne parvenaient pas à assouvir leurs besoins de traiter et d'être proches des gens qui venaient aider. Et puis, pour le recouvrement des coûts, cela a entraîné le fait qu'on a finalement empêché les gens que l'on essayait le plus d'aider, c'est-à-dire les plus dépourvus, de venir dans nos centres de santé.
Influenced by the major events of the 90s, like the war in the former Yugoslavia, the genocide in Rwanda, the Kosovo War, MSF gradually abandons this structural approach. A large range of very diverse projects are launched.
On a essayé de travailler sur l'eau et l'assainissement, sur la sécurité alimentaire, sur le médico-social, sur la santé mentale, plein d'essais, pour essayer d'être le plus pertinent possible. La difficulté avec cette diversification, c'est qu'il est difficile de tout faire bien et que de ce fait, un bon nombre de ces activités ne trouvaient pas l'expertise nécessaire au sein de Médecins Sans Frontières et ça nous a conduit vers les années 2000 à mieux sélectionner et à plus restreindre le type d'activité que l'on pouvait mener. On a voulu se rapprocher du malade, les traiter de plus en plus et mieux prendre en compte la dimension totale de sa maladie. Ça a commencé avec le sida, pour lesquels on a développé des programmes de traitement très rapidement dans les années 2000, mais aussi sur d'autres types de maladies infectieuses. Et la logique était de mieux connaître le problème de ces malades à travers nos opérations, de nous développer une expertise à cet égard, qui nous permettait ensuite de proposer des solutions mieux appropriées aux environnements dans lesquels ils travaillaient, de les tester, et quand elles étaient validées, de les promouvoir vers l'extérieur, que ce soit de façon nationale ou internationalement.
The 1999 Nobel Peace Prize is awarded to Médecins Sans Frontières.
In the wake of MSF's award of the Nobel Peace Prize, the organization launches the campaign for access to essential medicines.
Our patients are dying not because their diseases are incurable, but because as consumers, they do not provide a viable market for pharmaceutical products.
Its purpose is to push for access to and the development of life-saving and life-prolonging medicines, diagnostic tests, and vaccines for patients in MSF programs and beyond. During the same period, MSF faces an internal dilemma. The question on the table is complex. Should MSF treat AIDS patients by introducing antiretroviral treatments in its projects? For MSF, putting patients under lifelong treatment means taking a completely different view of the concept of time. Not everybody is ready for that, and only the most actively committed people manage to convince those opposing the idea. The first AIDS treatment projects are initiated by the MSF team in Bangkok. It is a highly motivated team, not afraid to use alternative methods. Because the only available drugs in Thailand are far too expensive, drugs are sneaked into the country by air stewards for free. Another project is soon launched in South Africa.
Antiretrovirals should be accessible to everybody, because by the time antiretrovirals were available, it was only available whereby people were affording to buy with their own monies. And if you look at that, people who are managing are the only people who should be able to live, and that it is very wrong according to the constitution of our country.
In the early days, we were extremely nervous because we had no idea about what kind of result we would get. We opened antiretroviral treatment in May 2001, and immediately people arrived there in masses. Extremely sick people brought on stretcher. But the problem is that we had only treatment available for 180 of them, while we had several hundreds at the end of the year recorded in our books. We had a selection committee, and we would only treat one upon 4 or 5 out of them, condemning the other one to death, which is not a nice thing to do when you are a doctor. Well, in terms of practical clinical results on those first patients, as I said, they were extremely sick. So it was what was called afterwards the Lazarus effect. We resurrected literally some patients. I think that made a huge impact immediately on the community because, of course, people speak a lot about what is happening to each other. And so the word of mouth spread it like wildfire. We needed to build alliance, political alliance, at international level to force pharmaceutical companies to give up on their patent, at local level to force local government, typically here in South Africa, to go for this intervention. I could give you a good example of this alliance, and that this happened in 2002, when actually we were in a full-blown battle with the Ministry of Health and the presidency. The president's spokesperson put in the newspaper that giving antiretroviral to black people was equivalent to political and biological warfare. We didn't answer this attack directly, but we consulted with the grassroots organization, typically with TAC and with the patient. And we asked them, would all our first patient, the first one that had started treatment, would you be available to write a public letter back to the president? We brought half a page in one of the most prominent weekly newspaper here. They accepted to put their picture there, and they wrote an open letter to the president saying, Mr. President, you must be wrongly advised because actually those pills are not killing us, they are making us feel better.
Today, MSF operates HIV/AIDS programs in 32 countries and provides antiretroviral treatment to more than 100,000 HIV-positive patients. However, major challenges remain.
What we see today is that the main funding agencies, mostly the Global Fund, invented in 2002, is seriously under threat, is completely underfinanced. The future challenges for us is to keep on bringing in new type of intervention so that at no point the political decider of this world can say we are failing here, as they try to do. We have taken them by surprise all the time by showing in the beginning of the 2000s that it was feasible, while they said no, it's not feasible, that it was affordable. And now they try again to say, oh, we won't be able to pay for this in the long run. And what we have to be able to show is that we can find new type of intervention with even better impact or stronger impact on the HIV transmission so that we are really breaking the backbone of this epidemic. That's MSF role.